how this works is, um, basically, obviously, the higher up on the list, the more attack you have, and the lower down, the less, and then further to the left. I mean, I could have ideally had everyone on their own line, but it would have just been the longest document ever. So this is for the Sunshine Cup specifically, right? So if you could guess, what do you think is the highest attack? It's actually quite easy. Maybe harder is, what do you think is the lowest attack? But Blaziken is obviously right at the top. Nothing comes close. It's like 144 attack. So he's always going to win every CMP time. So I think it's kind of safe when you're playing Blaziken to try and throw on CMP. Yeah, there's only one other that's over 130 attack, and it's this little thing, Staravia. And I don't know if anyone has built it or come into contact with one. Seems like kind of a waste, but it exists, and there it is. Yeah, nothing else is above 130 attack, which is kind of crazy considering there's like Decidua, Talonflame, Ho-Oh. But yeah, they're actually all a lot lower attack than you think. Now, shockingly, this freaking giraffe is next. Now, that is very good to know because I actually had no freaking idea. So yeah, if you like Decidui, don't try and CMP a giraffe rig because you will lose. Okay. Everything else is now the next. Okay, no, the next is Decidui. So he's kind of high up here. Where's this monster? Quite interesting that. Now everything else. Okay, we have Lurantis, who, as you'd expect, is kind of high up. And Rufflet. Where's this stupid bird? I haven't come into contact with it either, but yeah, it's high up there. Even beats the likes of Donphan, which is actually next up. Which is wild. I thought Swampert won a lot of CMPs in this cup, but yeah, he's actually kind of low down, although most of these are super rare, right? I haven't run into any of these except Blaziken and one Donphan, but it exists. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so then it's kind of strange because all of these are super close, but Ho-Oh and Talonflame. Ho-Oh is supposed to be Talonflame, but a low rank Talonflame can beat it. So yeah, obviously all of this is kind of IV dependent, right? Like Blaziken is always beating everything in this row, but you know, a really high rank Decidui might lose to a crap Lurantis. Then Talonflame and Venu both on 122 attack, which is kind of interesting. I would not have expected that. Venu feels kind of bulkier than Talon, but I guess Talon is kind of bulky. Then we have Piloswine at 121. Wait, we're in the wrong row, sorry. 121. These are 122. This is 123. Donphan's 125. Okay, so that's fine. Then we have our good buddy Victini, who, you know, decent rank, is going to have 120 attack. Mine has a bit less because that's cuck rank. I say decent, obviously it's all for raid IVs or whatever, research IVs, but we're missing one. Where's Swampert? Swampert also has 122. So he's in here. All three of them are kind of exactly the same, so yeah, these are kind of risky CMPs, these. Is that all? And Piloswine is at the lowest. Yeah, but there's this little guy, Marstomp, right at the bottom. Okay, he's here on 120 as well. Then Chestnut, which is kind of interesting. Where's our boy? Chestnut. Now it kind of gets simpler. All three of these are actually now 117. So we have Obama Snow, Vigoroth, where's our boy, Monkey Boy, and Pidgeot are all 117. So those, yeah, kind of all on the same tier. You need to be careful. And then lowest here is K9, which is actually weird, right? You'd think this had much higher attack. In my mind, this is why I wanted to do this, because in my mind I kind of felt like, you know, you makes weird assumptions just because you think something looks like it should have high attack, but this does not. And okay, now we're dropping down into the fat boys. Highest on the list of fat boys is actually Obstagoon. It's actually interesting. I thought Quagsire, it felt like Quagsire won a lot more CMPs. But yeah, I guess in this meta he's kind of low down. So Obstagoon and Lopunny at 112. Then we have I just realized these numbers are backwards. It should be 114 because we're going down now, right? But you know, it makes sense. You looks are clever. Quag and Dubwool are next on 111. Where's our thick goat? Which is kind of interesting. These guys, Dubwool beats everything down here on this list. Now, would you imagine that? Even Meganium, Superior, yeah, wild, right? And Meganium is actually on 111 as well. So these three are kind of IV dependent. Then we have on 110 Alolan Marowak. Again, I thought Alolan Marowak's attack was way higher. It's actually really low down. And what was with them? Superior. Okay, so Alolan Marowak and Superior are sitting on the same 110. Then we have Gligar and Snorlax on 108. Yeah. They sit on 108. With Big Daddy Wish close behind on 107. Credilli right behind that on 106. And then Noctowl and Miltank on 105. So that kind of makes that kind of makes sense, right? And now we're getting into our big boys on 10. Okay, I see these numbers are wrong. This is actually to 104. So if you haven't guessed already, try and tell me what you think on this list is the lowest attack. Obviously it is not Dunsparce and Munchlax because they have 104 attack. We then have G-Fisk. Obviously regional variants have the same stats, so U-Fisk would be the same and A9 would be the same, right? Tropius loses to G-Fisk actually. Then we have Steelix on a whopping 98, Pluff 97, and our thick as hell Diggersby on 96. So yeah, let's never throw ourselves into a position of being in a dumb CMP again, shall we?